Yeah, I figured that this was going to be a hard thing for people to process. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button and leave a comment down below and be walking away with a booster pack as per usual. So, welcome to another What in the World is going on here segment. Now, I got to tell you, first of all, that the information that you're going to hear in this video should be pretty commonsensical, you would think. But I've been seeing more and more people pop around in my own Discord, pop around in Facebook going, hey, I don't understand why these cards are going up. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about triple tack talents here. So first of all, Starlight Rare, $213, $250. Okay, that's pretty meh, but that's where these have kind of been. They've been $250 for a while. That's the Starlight never really, popped out. What about, Ultra Pharaohs are $120. Okay, well, that's to be expected out here. What about, Quarter Century? Oh, Quarter Century triple tack talents is $120. Okay, do we have sales data to back this up? No. $90 was about where your highest one was. It just so happens that there's a disconnect on that value there that you're seeing here, and I mean 120, 135, 140, and the story goes on as to why these cards are continuing to boosto to the moon. We are at the end of the quarter century hype train out here, everybody. We know this. We know that this is going to happen. We knew that there were going to start to be cards like this that would start to disappear off of the market. It just so happens that, it's taken that full swing through of a year or two out here for this stuff start to happen. So I'm going to say this so that you understand this. More of this will be coming. More of these buyouts. Some of these I don't think are going to repopulate, but so you're aware of what's going on out here, and you can't say that I didn't warn you. The hype train is a-going, and it's not going to stop. All right, so that also brings us to another one out here. Now, this one is a little bit more, I would say, kind of what you would be expecting out here. Now, the QCR Imperm, going to be putting you at, well, you gosh darn it, man, you guessed it, 130 big ones on up to 135 big ones. Now, in terms of what you're packing back here in the sales data, I mean, sure, 138 was where your last ones went, and then 131 was about it. You didn't have anything too crazy for that. Now remember, you got two camps out here that are fighting for this in terms of max value. Your ulti impermanences have also synchronized across the board with those QCRs. And I don't know why, we saw this last week, but I've had more people kind of questioning this. These ultis are not turning over. These high rarity cards, while they are very expensive, there just is not a very large population of these sitting around out here at the moment. You don't have somebody just going, oh, today, these ulti imperms I bought, I think I'm going to go sell them. I mean, sure, but realistically, I don't foresee that that's happening. So both of these have actually synchronized in terms of value. Reason for that? Because you've still got an argument out here from people that are going, hey, ultimate rare from the OTS pack is as good as the quarter century. Now, even though it was done first, you already have people that have their ultimates that they just don't want to rush out here and pick up those quarter centuries. I understand that. I'm one of those people. I prefer my ultimates, and this is the case across the board with a lot of this collectible stuff. If you've already got one high rarity card and Konami prints another high rarity card, you don't really have a reason to rush out and get the next high rarity when you already feel, satisfied with what you've already got. So I don't know why people are so hard to understand about this, actually. Especially both of these, at least these synced up, All right, now, the Blue Eyes Structure deck. So we took a look at this. I'm going to call this a mess. All right, it doesn't matter if you think, well, these prices are going to calm down. You know the price of some of these cards down here. Where is it? The Maiden here is like 38,000 yen, which is like, what, $250? And you're looking at these pre-sale prices out here at 100, and you're just going, you're molding because $100 is too much. No. Some of these, if these are truly as short print as what people are going through and saying they are, I don't know, man. They are not 1 in 8 structure decks. I can tell you that, because That just doesn't make sense. Konami doesn't go, hey, these are going to be hard to pull, suckers. Meanwhile, out here, the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon coming in about 130. All right, we've got a decent amount of value kind of being placed around in this. That's fine. All right, the Maiden with the white 100 right now. And, of course, Your Wishes for Eyes of Blue coming in at $100. Now, also in terms of these structure decks, a few people have been going, hey, this is highway robbery. Why are these starter decks so much money on TCG Player? Well, I hate to tell you this, but while these might be $12 in the store, you might have to consider this nice little thing called shipping. I don't know if you've heard of this mystical creature, but I don't know if you realize this or not, but they have to ship it from one place to the other, and that's not free. I'm shitting you not, people. These are actual things that people don't understand. Like, I don't understand. You would think that, $18, that's highway robbery. Yeah, that gas money you're spending to go down to old Walmart going to cost you a little bit of money, but you ain't thinking about that when you're factoring this in. So yeah, you're looking at a very solid price point on this. Now, what about good old Ice Ryzeal out here? A lot of people have been kind of raising a concern or an eyebrow for this. So let's scroll on down here to your little sales history. Okay, so you're looking at, what, $32, $33 a copy out here. 32, 31, 30 out here. You got a couple that sold for 50. LOL, what? Must have been that top sale listing right here that TCG Player gonna get you for it. Yes, we are. You fell for it. Here's my takeaway with this. All right, and I just want to throw this out there. This is actually just the best Ryzeal card next to EX. Because you're probably like, oh my gosh, shouldn't we just be buying X's? X Ryzeal is the whole deck, right? Like, X is probably going to go to 1 to follow suit with the OCG. I can sit here and tell you I don't think it should go to 1 because there's reprint equity in that, but realistically, the card does need to go to 1. So thinking about that, and then, obviously, Sword is like not the greatest card in the world. I mean, he's still an Ultra, he still does things, but, he's still kind of gotta do his thing, which puts all of the pressure back onto this card right here. This is going to be, if you want to play some of those tech builds, you don't have to spend, some builds only need like 2 swords. Ice was unfortunately the best card for every one of the combination hybrid builds going forward. He is the one that facilitates the extra extension, the deck. He does everything. All right. And I'm not sorry to tell you that, holy shit, it's going up in price like Zoink Scoop. Yeah, it was bound to happen. All right. When you make splashable cards that have no downside like this, no shot that they're going to go up in price. I never would have guessed. So I think the market's kind of adjusting for EX potentially going to 1 in the future. And then we have this beautiful, beautiful piece out here. Do you know how many people are like, the Mitsurugi ritual is going to go down to $10? I legit thought that this would, lose a little bit of value by this point. But Konami actually did something really cool. They created a very unique card to the game. They allowed you to tribute from the deck, actually, which, by the way, there's still infinite ruling questions being risen by this. People are like, can you ash this? It's sending from deck to, it's tributing. Tribute not equal send. Even though it basically same wording, it no work that way. So no, this effect, no ashable. Sorry. But as of filming this right now, We've come to about a $28 hold on the market. And good news, though, everybody. You've got more Mitsurugi support on the way. Konami basically designed one hell of an archetype here. Like, let's call it what it is. They dropped this at a point that, with Ryzeal and, being the little engine that it is, you have all of these people out here that are looking for all of these cool ways to try to make this all work together. So, that's why you have the Ryzeal Mitsurugi deck that the OCG never had to deal with. We created this very unique creature for our side of the game, and it's been working out really, really well. So do I see this going down in price? I mean, you might eventually see it at $20. Anything is highly possible. Depends on a ban list, depends on wave 2 of support, but for now, that's what you're dealing with. So Yeah, and in today's episode of What in the World's Happening, same shit, different day, but, I just want to clarify some of the things I've been reading from people, just to make people understand what in the world's going on. You guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Patrons! Thank you! Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.